ultimate Bayern Munich fan channel, FC Bayern München, have more firepower and attack than the United States military, baby. This is absolutely amazing. Sadio Mane, official, signed, delivered like Amazon Prime. Here's my question. Does Bayern end their transfer window here? Mazararu, that's one. Right back, we needed that. Gravenberch, right? We need a midfielder, box to box. He can cover for Goretzka as Toliso's on his way out or already left. And then, obviously, Sadio Mane in attack, adding depth to that position. And the club isn't going to let Lewandowski go. Bayern not done in the transfer window. Ladies and gentlemen, Oliver Kahn says they know where we need competition. So I don't think Bayern is going to sign a new world-class player. Mane is that guy. They're going to sign some very good players with great potential that add what we call squad depth. So that's the next step now for Bayern. I'm excited. I think we need depth in this team. We see it all the time. April and March, these are the most crucial months in your season because you might have DFB Pokal semifinals, and then you might have Champions League quarterfinals. And at that stage, you're no longer playing Porto or Benfica, okay? You're playing Liverpool or Man City or PSG. These are the quarterfinals. This is when it matters the most. And if you have a player that's injured, you need to have enough depth in your team to bring someone else in that doesn't necessarily just show a big downgrade in quality. Right now, Pavard got injured at right back. Our other option is Stanisic, but he was injured a lot. But then the other option is Bonassar. Bonassar is washed. This guy's a terrorist. Seriously. So we need more depth in that team. Now we're going to start with Mazararu right back. If he gets injured, Pavard comes in. Now, Pavard is nowhere close to Mazararu in ability, let's be honest. Mazararu is a far superior footballer, but Pavard still gives you something. He can still do a job. He's a do-a-job merchant. So the downgrade in quality won't be as prevalent in that situation. So that's my big excitement that Oliver Kahn is saying this, and it's just exactly what I'm thinking. We need more depth in this team. I don't think we need a new striker. Lewandowski's going to be here. Looks like the club wants to keep him. They don't care what money Barcelona is saying. Look, Lewandowski has an enforceable contract that goes to 2023. The club can keep him for as long as they want until his contract expires. The club is not obliged to sell him unless there's a clause in Lewandowski's contract that if Lewandowski wants to leave, they have to let him go. Those are called release clauses. We don't have a release clause in his contract. If his release clause was like 80 million, a club could pay that and Bayern could do nothing because that release clause is enforceable by law enforcement. So Bayern know we don't want to let Lewandowski go. He's selling shirts for us. He's doing all these things. Why are we selling him? I don't know. So they're just going to keep him, and everyone's just going to have to deal with it. And that's it, man. That's it. By the way, smack the like button on the video. I mean, everyone's been loving the streams. Hey, I did one yesterday, the day before. I made a video about Mane. Hey, we're getting the consistency back. Well, that's because when this club isn't busy pissing me off, they're actually doing good things like transfers. I'm excited to watch Bayern next season because we're getting players that I want to watch. I don't want to watch Pavard. I want to watch Mazararu. I was just watching a Gravenberch highlight. That guy's technical. Now, I want everyone to lower their expectations for Gravenberch. He can be a world-class player, one of the best midfielders in the world. He's complete. But it's going to be his first season, new league. No matter what you want to think about the Bundesliga, oh, it's the Farmers League, it's the Farmers League. It's always the British fans. It's me, it's the Farmers League. I get it. I understand. All right? Take your personal biases out of the way. The Eredivisie is levels below the Bundesliga. So Gravenberch performing in that is going to be different than him performing in a Bayern shirt. So let's just wait and have him fit into the team and then show his qualities. That's where we're going to need to be patient. I don't want anyone calling him a flop if he makes one bad pass because he's getting pressured in the German league, and the pressure is a lot more intense and teams are more physical. I don't want any of that. Same thing with Mazararu, except he has more experience, and I think he's just probably more suited to moving to a big club. Gravenberch is like 20, isn't he? So Mane, yeah, he's world class. Like he's gonna show it from the first game he plays. You're gonna see levels to Sadio Mane. You're gonna see him do turns that someone else in the team couldn't do. Serge Gnabry. I love Serge Gnabry, but Mane's going to show him that there's levels to this football thing, man. There's levels. Mane's going to dribble through two players, nutmeg one guy, pass it, and it's just going to look different. He's going to be fast. Sane's dribbling is iffy sometimes. Mane's just going to keep the game fluid. It's going to look good. Not all the time because Mane isn't the most technical player in the world. Like his first touches, I mean, even when you saw him do the kick-ups, right? He didn't look that comfortable, but that's because he's one of those footballers that's not about the flashiness, get the ball to your chest, hold it there, do some pec flies, I don't know, with your ball. Look, he's not Ronaldinho, that's all I'm saying. He's not Neymar, but he's an elite baller. So we're going to watch Sadio Mane do some incredible things. But we need a center back. It's very simple. Bayern Munich need a leader. We have a Senegalese player we're looking at now, and he's not a center back. It's not Koulibaly. So if it's not Koulibaly, then I don't care. I want me a big black guy in attack. It could be Gary Lineker, right? If you don't know the memes, you won't understand that. So I want me someone that's just a real leader at the back. And I think Kalidou Koulibaly is 30. And people are going to be like, what? He's 30. He's old. Nah, man. Bring him in. 3-year contract, 4-year contract. He's a center back. He has experience. And more importantly, his play style just has something different to it. He'll add this new element of play to your team. Yeah, it'll be amazing. And then he can leave after 4 years. Not every player has to be 23 years old, stay at the club for 15 years, retire, club legends, and not every player has to do that. Sometimes you get a player that's great for 3 years, and then they piss off. As the British would say, they piss off. Because then you go back to just, but you don't do that. You don't do that all the time, right? You want to buy players that are 22, 20, and stay there for a long time. But in certain positions and in certain contexts, you can buy a player like Koulibaly and it makes sense, right? If it's not Koulibaly, I think we need I don't know, a strong center back. I mean, someone that loves defending. It's in their blood. I don't even care if they can play football. It just so happens that Koulibaly can also play ball. But in his essence, he's a defender. He loves it. I want me a Bonucci, man. I want me a Chiellini. I want me one of those. All right? What's that Inter Milan guy? The guy that's left-footed? Well, I just gave ourselves a great reason not to sign him. Yeah, Bastoni. Bro, get me like one of those guys. Like one of those Italians that's just like, defending is my life. Italiano, is it my life? Defend, tackle, interception. That's all I'm looking for, man. I don't want some, beautiful, he's good with his feet, but no, when in a defensive scenario, he couldn't have the ball to save his life, man. So I want that. That's what I'm looking for. I think that's the center back Bayern needs. In midfield, I still think we need a world-class midfielder like Ismail Benassar. But even if it's not him, we still need a midfielder that can give us something different, like Thiago Alcantara did, that can dribble through the pressure. Kimmich does it occasionally, but Kimmich's just like, if he feels contact, he'll fall and just go down. I want me a midfielder with some technical feet. They'll be deep lying. They'll turn on pressure like some. Basuma for Spurs is kind of what I'm looking for. Like he's just going to do something crazy, something out of the box. And if the team is too hard to break down, they'll dribble their way. I mean, remember that goal Thiago scored was it Union Berlin, where he did a nice little step over and smacked it in with his left foot. That's kind of what I'm looking for. I want someone that can solve problems in a different way. Kimmich's way of solving problems is passing, and he's great at it, world class. But he's not going to dribble through, right? Goretzka's way of solving problems is to make third man runs into the box. But sometimes you solve a problem by dribbling your way through it. Not every player can do that. So I think we need a midfielder like Ismail Benassar, Marco Verratti, Thiago Alcantara, midfielders that play like that. I think they're really underrated in the game. So that's what I think for midfield. Apart from that, I don't really see any other position we need. Guys, what do we need at Bayern? Do we need any other midfielders? Do we need any other midfielders? Bastoni. Someone said, shut up. Upamecano and Hernandez should play. Where did I say they shouldn't play? You realize we need more defenders than 2, right? Or 3. With Nianzou and Pavard considered in that position, it's going to be 4, right? But the problem is Pavard's probably going to start next season at center back or right back until Nagelsmann can change him. And if we're playing a back 3, we're screwed because you're going to have, and it looks like we could, you're going to have Pavard, you're going to have, and we lost Sula, so we should be buying someone. Like we lost our starting center back. We should replace him. There's no excuse in the world to say, oh, well, you already have players. You already have them. All right, what happens if Nianzou gets injured or Lucas Hernandez, who has an injury history, just gets injured for 2 months? You know, your defense is just going to go to crap. And we need competition in that defense. That's why Bayern have been linked to center backs. We were linked to Bremer, who I don't watch, never watched a game from Torino, so I don't know what the hell he plays like. But we do need a center back. I don't know why. What the hell? Mario Götze moved to Frankfurt? No way. Boy, ain't no way. Oh, he actually that's freaking funny. That's actually hilarious. I watch him like score a hat trick against us. Bayern are also interested in Dynamo Kiev's winger Samba Diallo, who wants to leave Dynamo Kiev, and he's Senegalese, so he has 5 goals in the UEFA Youth Champions League. Could be interesting. Be like the next Mane, and we just signed the real Mane. We have Pavard as Sula's replaced. You think Pavard is a center back leader? God, Simon, you need ball knowledge, my G. You actually think Pavard is the leader we need at the back? This guy's not even a good footballer for the most part. Nah, I guess people get carried away because this is what happens at Bayern every year, right? Bayern makes a few signings, but doesn't sign a player in a position because there's some justification for it. They'll say, just use some young players. And then when it matters, people start realizing, damn, Zirkzee might not be the striker backup we need because we actually need goals. And then they'll watch Zirkzee play in real games and see what I'm talking about. You'll watch in a few months that, oh, crap, we do need a center back. Damn, we need someone that can lead that defense. Upamecano's not a defensive leader. Lucas Hernandez hasn't built himself into that yet. Like, he's a great defender, but you need someone next to Lucas who's like a Van Dijk. You know? You need someone that just doesn't make mistakes, that just they're mature in their level of defending. You buy Koulibaly for probably less than 40 million from Napoli, and your problem is fixed. But what I've noticed at Bayern, and I've been watching this team too long not to recognize this, is that we always have that one position that hurts us in around April and March, the most important parts of the season, because players get tired, right? Everyone's excited to watch Bayern, from August to December, and then there's a break. And then all of a sudden, someone gets injured during the break or before, but they don't come back until at least April. So we think they're coming back. It's like Davies and myocarditis. And then now you have to play Omar Richards, who was never really bought to be a starter. He was bought to mold himself into a good backup, but never a starter. And then now he's starting, but then he's not playing well all the time. So now you play Bonus Sarr at left back. And you play, you see what I'm talking about? You could have solved the problem by just buying a backup. So Mazararu coming in is a really good sign. But if Bonus Sarr leaves and Pavard is supposed to move to center back, then you technically need to buy another right back. Unless you really plan on using Stanisic. But what if Stanisic gets injured? Mazararu also has a pretty iffy injury history. So what if he gets injured? What are you going to do then? So this club needs to, I'm not saying we should buy a backup right back, because I think that's a position we're actually stacked in. We don't need a left back right now because Lucas Hernandez can play that. Davies plays it. And Omar Richards is pretty decent. But you need a center back in case you play a back three, which we have a lot last season. So if you're going to have 5 defenders for 3 positions, you're screwed. The moment one of them gets injured, the one comes in, and it's like one defender could potentially be the only shadow for 3 players. You see where that's bad, really bad, especially when all those players, Nianzou, Upamecano, and Lucas Hernandez, have histories of getting injured. And then in midfield, it's almost the same thing. You just lost Tolisso and Mark Roca. You can't just buy one midfielder that's a prospect and expect us to be like, oh, that's good. How many games did Tolisso play last season? How many times did Goretzka get injured? See, we're assuming that we don't need this much depth because everyone's fit now. But what happens when they do get injured and the other guy comes in? What happens when Kimmich ain't going to get injured? Never mind. Well, he did get injured, remember? And we had to move Musiala into that position. And Kimmich wasn't getting the vax. And then he developed some lung thing. He was out. You know you can never predict the things that happen in football. So Bayern needs many more players in that team. And that's what Oliver Kahn is saying here. He's saying we know places where we need competition in the team. And that's exactly what it is. Oh, fun fact, Bayern have signed Mane and Ryan Gravenberch and Nosar Mazararu for a combined initial transfer fee of 50 million. So I think that's actually a really good deal, right? People are probably going to look at that in 4 years and go, wow, that's crazy. Like that's actually crazy. So Mane said it's been a stressful week. The negotiations went on for a long time. I'm now very happy that things have worked out. I'm looking forward to getting to know my teammates. Liverpool's farewell message for Mane got more views and interest than Bayern Munich's own announcement for Mane. That's awkward. That's actually so awkward. Our PR team is trash. You know how Mbappe was announced by PSG? Like it was like some, like a black silhouette, or what's it called? And then it was like dark, and then it was Mbappe, and he was signing. That's cool. It gets people talking. Bayern is just like, welcome. And then Mane's holding the jersey. This club is bad at announcements, man. Hire me to be a PR team. I actually think Dortmund's window, apparently, ladies and gentlemen, Borussia Dortmund signed Sebastian Haller. Someone pointed that out in the chat yesterday, and I was like, "You're trolling," because I didn't think they were getting him. But I forgot Haller had wasn't it like 8 goals in the Champions League at some point? Oh, dude, it was 11 goals. Damn, that's a lot. Scored a lot in the Eredivisie. He's 28, so he's going to be a okay replacement for Haaland. But I think overall, Dortmund's window has been a good one. Where's David Raum going? Or David Raum? Where is he going? Man United are linked to him. I think Dortmund need to make sure that kid goes to them. Because you can't just have Guerrero and then he gets injured. And, hey, BVB did some good business, man. BVB did some good business. They did it quick. Like 6 players signed already. Crazy. Crazy. So Borussia Dortmund. Now you're losing Holland, so it's not like great, but they're doing well to replenish that. They lost Sancho and Holland, year 2 years consecutively, or 1 year consecutively, and Holland's their top goal scorer. So, but at least they still have Jude Bellingham, Malen. He's trash, but we'll see, man. I'm actually kind of interested to see what Dortmund do next season as a team. But they actually did the right business, right? They didn't just buy some attackers. They actually addressed the problem they have in defense. I mean, Schlotterbeck is probably going to be one of the best German center backs, like in the world in a few years, right? And he's going to be starting for Germany. And then you have Zula. So that's great. I don't know half of these faces I'm looking at. They buy Mason Mount? No way they bought Mason Mount. Such a BVB signing. Oh. I don't know. Hey, the Dortmund Schlotterbeck is overrated. You're only saying that because Bayern didn't sign him. Is Bayern interested in Hugo Ekitike? The hell? Well, we're not. He ain't selling shirts with that name. Sula betrayed us. I wouldn't say he kind of betrayed us, but so did half our team that's playing at Dortmund. I mean, people think, oh, Bayern and Dortmund have this rivalry where players can never play for. Yeah, nah, it's not. That ain't. There's no real It's a competitive rivalry. It's not like Bayern and Dortmund are in the same city. Bayern's in a different region. Dortmund's it's a different way of thinking. The only reason they became competitive is because they were competing. But it's not a rivalry like 1860 where there's history there. People on the ground know what it's like. Well, there is no rivalry with 1860. I would argue Bayern's rivalry with Dortmund is probably on the same level with the rivalry we had with Gladbach way back in the 90s and 80s. It's not a rivalry, man. You know what a real rivalry is? Liverpool, Man United. Historically, the biggest clubs in England, and they just compete. But it's just, El Clasico. Their Clasica has nothing to do with real bad blood that's been built up over years, especially when you're just transferring players to each other. It has everything to do with the competitive nature of the league. We could have that same rivalry with Leipzig or any other team that wants to compete for the Bundesliga. So, and the only thing that kept their Clasica alive was this pretentious feeling that BVB would just mysteriously win the title, which they never did and haven't done so since 2012. So is there really a rivalry, or is there just a pretend feeling of a rivalry? And I think that's where it is. So when you say Sula betrayed Bayern, I'm like, yeah, I guess so, but it's not like you can't leave Bayern for Dortmund and it's forbidden. It happens all the time. Hummels, they gave us 40 million for a 31-year-old Matt Hummels. So, guys, I'm not that interested in hating Zula for the rest. I don't care. I like them, but he left. He wants to go play for Dortmund. I don't know if he's making more money, but let's see what happens, man. See what happens. Bayern should go for Vlahovic. Is that the dude that went to Juventus? Are Juve buying him? Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I guess he's a decent option, but Juventus already bought. I was like, why should we go for someone they already bought? You know who I think would be an interesting signing, just for selling shirts? Be Dybala, man. Yeah, get Dybala in here selling some shirts to these South American chicks that are in love with him. Seriously, they think he's like Daddy, Zaddy. That's what they call him. Yeah, I wouldn't mind Dybala. I think he'd just add that element. Like James Rodriguez would do it sometimes. But, people are like, Dybala sucks now. And then, what's weird? These same people are going to be like, man, Dybala's pretty good. Because, come on, man. Yeah, because Inter haven't signed him yet. He'll be on a free, which means you'll pay a little bit more in his wages. But imagine, Bayern are never going to sign him because the wages. He would probably upset the wage structure. But a fully functional Paulo Dybala is one of the best players in the world. So I'm like, if Juventus have been trash for a few years, I think this player has quality. You watch him for Argentina. This dude comes in and he scores a goal right off the bat, coming off the bench. And it's like you can see the quality. So I don't know. Imagine Paul Pogba coming into Juventus without Dybala. It's going to be a different team. Man, there's so much going on in the transfer business world. But hey, everyone in the chat right now, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, hit the like button, and yeah, who do you think Bayern should sign? Oh, Luka Jovic? Hey, where did Jovic go? Is he still at Real Madrid? I mean, there is a drought in strikers. I mean, think about it. There's a real drought in strikers. Someone just said, DW Sports, Sadio Mane is the biggest star ever signed by a Bundesliga side. But that's not bloody true at all. I mean, we had Robert Lewandowski, which, well, I guess, we signed him from another Bundesliga team. I mean, who would be considered the biggest star signed by a Bundesliga team, guys? Actually, it's a really interesting question. Put that in the comments right now. Who'd be the biggest star? I mean, Raul, Schalke's saying Raul. Raul was signed, the Prince of Goals. And then he went off to Real Madrid, right? Is that what happened? I don't know much about Raul. But damn, that could be true. We always miss out on stars. You can say De Bruyne, but I'm like, he wasn't signed as a star. He was signed as a reject from Chelsea. Well, he wasn't rejected. Mourinho just didn't want him. It's not like De Bruyne was bad. Then he went over to Wolfsburg first, right? And then just balled out there. Yeah, guys, who's the biggest Bundesliga star ever signed by any Bundesliga team? You can't say Sané, because Sané was like on the cusp of his prime. And he's still trying to get there. So we can't consider him that. But Mane is like one of the best players in the world. So, that's an interesting question. I'm curious. Robin? Well, no, Robin wasn't like one of the best players in the world when we signed him. He was probably injured when we signed him. And he was he was like already like a great player, right? We signed him from Real. And Real bought him from Chelsea. But we literally signed him for less money, I believe, than what Real paid for him. Iron wasn't like at the peak of his powers, right? And he was getting injured a lot. So you can't say Robin, or at least when compared to Mane. Mane's coming in like one of the best players in the world. Robin became one of the best players in the world at Bayern. It's a really tricky question. And Robin's my favorite player of all time. That's kind of funny. Xabi Alonso? See, that's stretchy. Xabi Alonso, right, but he was already past his peak. We kind of signed him and got 2 more years out of him. Bonasar. Bowler opinion right here. Everyone clap for this guy. Great opinion. So you can say Thiago, but Thiago wasn't one of the best midfielders in the world when we signed him. He wasn't. So technically it is Mane. Like, for what he is, like, he's literally one of Liverpool's best players, like top 3, like, and he ain't number 3, like for levels of importance. I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. I have to say it. Mane is one of the best or biggest stars in terms of recognition that Bayern have signed. Even Ribéry, when we signed Ribéry, no one really knew him. Wasn't he at Olympique de Marseille? And then he came into Bayern. stars. You couldn't even say Franz Beckenbauer because he was already amazing. But we signed him from another Bundesliga team. All right, I guess that doesn't count. Because then I could say Manuel Neuer, like, was crazy good. But at the same time, he came from another Bundesliga team. So, yeah, Mane is. Mane really is. Unfortunate. Well, hey, fortunately, we signed all of them. Who cares? Coutinho, to a certain extent. But again, these were players that were fringe in their teams. Getting them on 2-year loans and 1-year loans. Vidal was great, but he's not Mane. Haaland was great, but it was very uncertain if Haaland would have succeeded in a different league that wasn't Salzburg and Austria. So once again, it's I guess we're just kind of putting things out there. But hey, man, I think Hummels was a star. Yeah, but where did we sign Hummels from? Dortmund. A star signed to Bayern from a different league or to the Bundesliga from a different league. I can't wait, though. Next season's going to be crazy. We're going to have a lot of stars, man. Lewandowski, Mane, Sané, Gnabry, Kimmich, Alphonso Davies. Oh, man, Sadio Mane and Alphonso Davies in the same team. The pace, the transitional play will be crazy. It's just going to be amazing, right? And if Sané doesn't play well, Mane's looking, baby. If Gnabry's not playing well, someone else is looking. And I think that's the beauty of what we have here. A dynamic. We have real squad depth, and that's what we've been wanting for a while. Balling like Boner. Yeah, Bonassar was the best player ever. Lucas Hernandez, but he wasn't one of the best center backs in the world when we signed him. I think we're stretching it, guys. We're talking about Mane here. I don't know why you're spamming that, but I'm going to time you out because you shouldn't spam in the chat. Yeah, come on, guys. Mods, what are the mods doing, man? You're fired. I'm gonna treat you like Donald Trump, man. You're fired. Come on, what are you doing? Mods, get on get on the business. Got spammers in my chat, bro. It must be Liverpool fans. No, actually, low key, Liverpool fans have been absolutely class with how they're feeling with Mane. That's how they're good fan base. I'm not gonna lie. There's some pricks. Just like every other fan base. I'm sure Bayern has pricks. I'm one of them. But Liverpool fans, man, they haven't said anything weird. They've just been saying, thank you, club legend, Mane, this and that and the other. And it's cool. It's cool to see. It's always nice when people show respect for other people. So, class fans. Will we sign a new striker? I don't think so. I think this club is going to keep Lewandowski hostage like ISIS. He's going to be here, and we'll see what happens with him. We'll see what happens. Boys, what the hell is... And girls, sorry, don't want to be sexist. What is Paul B. Gia? Pubalgia. What the hell is that? That's what Vlahovic is injured with. Boy, what's Paul Bilgia? You're injured with Paul Pogba? What the hell? Paul Pubalgia. That's what Vlahovic is injured with. Weird. Nah, someone actually tell me that in the chat. Liverpool fans are classy, unlike 8-2 fans. Nah, Barcelona fans are disrespectful. I mean, this is a club we've smacked up in the last few years, and our history against them is better than, I guess, their history against us. We have more wins, and we're just rising and getting better. So, come on, man. Dang, we really signed Mane for 32 mil. It's cheap. I'd say that's cheap. So yeah, like I was saying, shoot, Mane can speak perfect German. So he does speak German to some extent. What made Mane choose Bayern? When Bayern showed interest in me, I spoke to them and so fascinated by the project that I didn't have to think twice. I had other offers, but I chose Bayern because they are the right club. He's right. He's right. Hey, you know what, man? Mane seems like a really humble guy. So I can't wait to see what he does. It's going to be interesting. So I was already at a big club. We've had a lot of success together. I've always followed the Bundesliga and watched Bayern in the Champions League. Bayern is one of the best teams in the world. I believe in the project here. We can go far in all competitions. Win them. Win the Champions League. Look, 2020s, that was supposed to be our era, right? We were beating Barcelona 8-2. We had Hansi Flick at the wheel, and everything just kind of went to crap. It's ever since that we took that Amazon deal, man. That's what it was. We lost to PSG in the quarters, lost to Villarreal the year after. Gosh, we bottled it so hard. It was supposed to be our decade. And then we lost Thiago, Alaba, like two key players, even though Alaba's last season wasn't great. He's like Kante. He's not. Come on, bro. Come on. Sadio Mane is not like Kante. He got hair, right? Kante don't even have hair. At least we have the... Wait, Mane's hairline is still clapped. Bro, just shave it off, bro. Oh my gosh, dude. Dude, my man's hairline goes further back than dinosaurs. Hey, that hairline is moving backwards, man. But you don't even need... That's crazy, man. Hairline's going to be tracking back more than Mane himself for defending, man. Mane's hairline is just holding on for dear life. That's crazy. I'm sorry, Sadio. I love you. You know I love you. I love you. Come on. But that hairline, though, it's funny. Any comments on the German national team? I ended up watching Italy versus Germany first half. And I'm not going to lie, international football depresses the crap out of you. You're watching your team's players play for another team that's not your team. And, you know, I don't care about the German national team. Like, I get it. Kimmich plays for them, but I'm not going to sit there and watch, especially when I have to pain myself with Timo Werner. But for international football, I guess I care about the U.S. because I kind of live here. Yeah. I love the way Argentina play. Hey, yo, when did Argentina start kicking ball like that, man? When did they get, like, a good system? Because even defensively, I'm like, that's not the Argentina I know and laugh at. Messi's cooking. And the thing is, their play doesn't just go through Messi. There's other players in that team. I mean, they all work hard for Messi. Right? They all suck his pee-pee. They're winning a trophy, a team trophy, and praising Messi like he won it for them. But I guess it's just out of respect for the best player of all time, the GOAT. So, yeah, Argentina might be winning the World Cup. Actually, a curious point or question here. For everyone in the chat, who do you think is winning the World Cup in 2022? It feels weird that it's a World Cup summer without the World Cup. But I'm just getting used to the idea that it's going to be in September and not November now or something like that. It's just I love the World Cup, man. I remember when I used to just get up in the morning in the summers, watch the Netherlands because I was obsessed with Ian Robben, and I just watch them. I also loved Argentina because Messi. I love Messi, man. Best player of all time. He blessed my eyeballs whenever I watched him. This was 2014, so I was still in middle school. And there was no school. There was no obligations, no adulthood. Just living life and enjoying it. Those are the memories that you'll remember forever. So cherish them, kids. Always watch the World Cup. You know, people say, what's the meaning of life? And I'm like, the meaning of life is playing when you should probably be doing something productive. Yeah, you should play and have fun, man. Play that FIFA game before you go to sleep, you know? Yeah, just do that one thing that's bad. No. So seriously, though, like I remember that. I was rooting for Argentina in the final. Like literally, I was like, come on, Messi. And when Germany won, it broke my heart. And, you know, but Germany have too many World Cups, man. I want the U.S. to win. 2026, our year. We ain't gonna win no World Cup, bro. We're gonna get spanked. I actually no. We could probably beat England. They're worse than us. And by the way, can't they just change their manager now? Why do they have to? How do national teams work? Can they change their manager anytime? Curious. I'm curious. Oh, people are saying Netherlands. Oh, Holland. They're playing saucy ball. Some are saying Germany to win the World Cup. A lot of people saying Germany. Get Rom at left back. We don't need that unless you're not a Bayern fan. I don't think we need a left back anytime soon. What we need is, hey, if Nagelsmann doesn't win the Champions League with this team, we're gonna have some conversations that, some people are not going to be happy with. Hey, he has. Look, come on, this Mane coming in here is crazy. So let's see what happens. By the way, subscribe if you haven't. What's your opinion on Levy now? For me, Lewandowski's a Bayern legend. No matter what he does, because I can separate his achievements with the team and his efforts with, my personal bias towards how he's treating the club now. I can separate the art from the artist. I'm capable of doing that. So for me, it's like great player, but I wish he would just shut his mouth, want his move, and if he doesn't get it, he can moan about it later. But don't disrespect the club, because you're probably going to make him want to keep you more, because they're just like, we'll show him who's boss. We'll bench him. England are overrated. They're never winning the World Cup, man. Come on. Hansi will destroy Argentina. You realize Germany's national team is just like, yeah, they play great, but no one to score the chances they're creating. And that becomes a big problem, especially in those tight games where you're playing a team that's equally matched with you. Like, let's say Germany play France. France is great defensively, but they have the firepower up top for when they get that one chance, they'll score. But Germany is great at playing football. They look good. They pass, flick, right? They create chances. But when they don't create as many chances, the players that don't score as much when they do create as many chances will be exposed. So Timo Werner is going to be exposed. Germany needs a striker. When was the last time Germany had a great striker? Tell me that. These false nines, these false ballers, false footballers, Werners and Gnabry playing that false nine, it ain't the same, man. It's not Miroslav Klose. It's not the same striker relationship. I'm actually waiting for the next time Germany has a top world-class striker that everyone wants. That's going to be interesting because Bayern are going to be the first to buy him. Don't tell me Mukoko. Isn't he playing for Cameroon? He's going to play for the German national team. Interesting. Who's Germany going to play as a striker, man? Like, who's the next guy? Who is that? You're not going to play Florian Wirtz. You're not going to play him at striker, are you? No, he's an attacking midfielder. You're not going to play Musiala as a striker. No, he's an attacking midfielder. It stays like this. Germans are probably like, they wish Haaland was German. Yeah, when is Germany going to produce a striker? That's a bigger question. Mario Gomez was the last pure-blood German striker. Yeah, Gomez and Miroslav Klose, man. Adeyemi, the dream. He's not a striker, though. He's more of just a pure attacker, winger. Here's my definition of a striker. Harry Kane, Robert Lewandowski, Karim Benzema, Vlahovic. Those are strikers. Who's Brazil's striker? Probably them, because they're good. Brazil always has good strikers. Yeah, Lautaro Martinez is a striker. He's good. Yeah. And I get the modern game is moving away from strikers, but no, it's BS. Football goes in cycles. They say this position's becoming obsolete. Really, it's just evolving, right? They're saying you don't need a target man striker that can score a lot of goals anymore. You just need 3 wingers. So why is Liverpool buying Darwin Núñez? Why is Man City buying Haaland? They're strikers, man. They score goals. At least that's what the plan is with Núñez. I don't rate him. I think he's trash. Like his first touch is all over the place. He's basically a Portuguese Lukaku. That's what he is. So, why are teams kind of moving backwards if football is moving away from strikers? That's BS. The reason is the striker market was just less, right? You had less strikers. So teams had to adapt and play with false nines. And now that there's a few more strikers on the market, you're seeing teams go back to strikers. Every team wants a player they know needs to score goals. And that's what Man City have struggled with, right? They create chances, but there's not that one person that just scores. Aguero did that. But after he moved, they struggled. My thing is, football moves in cycles. Like there's a cycle or part of a cycle where everyone's focused on technical ability. And then there's a cycle where everyone wants physicality, speed, and pace and power. And now we're kind of moving back into this new era where it's about technical ability, right? And it's a cycle. It just keeps going. But people think it's evolving. It's never evolving. What evolves, tactics and things of that nature. But are you telling me, just because we don't have the past example of a sweeper? What was that position Beckenbauer played? Right, that player, the last guy. Just because we don't have that specific player doesn't mean that they don't exist. Because we just took those players and put them in midfield. So it's like it evolved in sense of the play, but it doesn't evolve from, we're never going to have a striker that's a big target man that can score a lot of goals. Why wouldn't you want to score a lot of goals? It just evolves in cycles. And now teams are going back to strikers and technical ability as opposed to just the pace and power and pressing and all that, right? The gegenpressing era is what we're kind of moving away from. Now teams are just going back to, traditional defending. Every team presses now, so it's almost not unique anymore. Now you're seeing a different era of football. So let's see it. Let's see it happen. Oh, libero. Man, that name just sweeper libero. Yes, thank you. Mitrovic had 44 games and 43 goals. Is that the dude from Fulham? Fulham. I think I just listen to so many Premier League pundits that I just know how to say every name. Most people would just say Southampton. And I'm like, Southampton, Fulham, Fulham United, Fulham FC, football. Now, I'm really good at imitating accents. I'm so good at it. W's in the chat for me. That's so cringe. I'm not a kid, man, but I am. I'm a kid in a young adult's body. All right, I'm 12. Play Neuer up top and trap and goal. I know that's a joke, but come on. People are putting L's in the chat instead. What? Oh my god! I can't get nothing done, man. Can't have no fun around here. They're putting L's in the chat. Free Lewandowski, prison Munich. Come on, Rhythm, man. Dude, Lewandowski's not in prison, man. We're a club with real ambition. We're a club with real ambition. I can't wait for next season. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be so much competition. Who did Leipzig sign? RB Leipzig. I love how everyone's interested in every Leipzig are literally like, we're not selling Nkunku. But I think Leipzig would really screw themselves over if they say we're not selling Nkunku, but then, they put a release clause on him. I think Leipzig needs to win a big trophy next season to have any chance of being the club they think they are. And they already won a trophy. And it's, bro, you don't understand how good it is to have a win. Just winning something that you can remember. Yo, we won that. Did Tedesco sign a new contract? I'm curious. Contract expires in 2023. Oh, Leipzig want to reward him with a new contract. But hey, I mean, they signed Schlager, who's like a Conrad Leimer look-alike, and they literally play the same. That's kind of funny. But I want to see Leipzig, compete. I want to see Dortmund compete. I want to see a title race, man. I want to be like on my feet, man. I think girls can relate with this, but don't you just like love it when your man just keeps you on your toes, so you're just never, because women get bored easily, men too, but we can tolerate it because we all just want to be loved at the end of the day. Men tolerate boredom with women. Like, that's why these absolutely boring females get away with everything, because even though you have no personality, you're still kind of hot. So I'm gonna let you be boring for a while. But with women, they're different because they thrive off of excitement. And if you can't keep your wife excited, she's gonna get bored of you. And I think that's what that's what the title race is supposed to be like. I want to go into it wanting to see something different, just wanting to be surprised. So, what the hell am I talking about? You know what I'm talking. I'm saying, like, I want to be surprised. I want a team to just like beat Bayern that I wasn't expecting. So now I have to be like, whoa, keep me on my toes, man. I suck my toes if you can. I'm joking. But no, keep me on my toes. Like, keep me like guessing what's gonna happen. Who's gonna win? Like, fans want to feel that, right? Is Dortmund gonna win their game tomorrow? Oh no! What if they win and Bayern lose, and then now we're 4 points away? Oh, and Dortmund has this team to play next, and they could beat that team. But when Dortmund just goes and loses, it's not exciting. Come on, I just want to be a woman that's excited for the. I don't want to be a woman. On paper, they are looking good. I have 1,000% respect for Levy, but it's stupid to want to leave Bayern for PSG or Barca. It's not that stupid if you're getting offered money. It's actually a good business decision, especially when you won everything at Bayern. Yeah, this transfer window is actually doing good. Look, I can't even complain, and I'm a great complainer. I can find something to complain about, right? I love complaining because it means I don't have to be as hyped and putting my feelings over my my metacognition, my reflection skills. But man, I'm actually excited, man. I'm excited to see what Mane can do at Bayern. I'm excited to see what Gravenberch can do. If we didn't sign Mane, I think I'd be calling this a trash window. Like, literally, we signed a right back and a prospect midfielder. But now we signed one of the best players in the world. Like, it's exciting, man. Every team wishes that, like, Mane walks into every team in the world except maybe Man City. Like, he played ahead of Grealish, right? But, he kind of walks into our team with the inconsistencies from Gnabry, but the ability is still there from our players. They're just inconsistent, and Sané is inconsistent. He walks into PSG. He doesn't walk into PSG. Does he walk into PSG? Depends which formation they play. Okay, he walks into most teams in the world, not every team. How about Madrid? I don't think he walks into Madrid, right? Benzema, Vinicius Jr., and then who's their right wing? Maybe Rodrigo. He probably play better than Rodrigo and Hazard. I don't know, man. He does. He is a great signing. He worked world class. FCB X FCB. Come on, help us. Oh, come on. No, we're not combining. No, come on. There's only one FCB. FC Bayern, forever number one. You can call us the champions of the world. FC Bayern, better than the rest. All right, guys. I'm already yawning. Sorry. Thank you everyone so much for watching. I'm gonna dip. I gotta go to the gym, get some gains. Not only is Bayern gaining in the transfer window, I'm gaining in the gym. Hey, I encourage everyone, like, especially young people. Look, don't be fat. Like, go to the gym. Like, it's so good for your mentality and your mental toughness. Because if you can go through a workout and push yourself, you're just going to normalize the habit of pushing yourself. and you're going to be a better person, right? You're going to be happier. Your self-esteem goes up. So I love going to the gym. Now, it's not like I didn't have self-esteem before that. Like, nah, like the fact that I can sit here, make videos, and scream should be a signal that I'm not necessarily I don't know, low self-esteem, right? But I think it's just such a good thing for your health in every department, if you think about it, to keep yourself healthy. So I'm encouraging all of you watching this right now. Hey, go work out, right? Go play some ball in the park. You know, don't just be on your phone watching BayernNow and Twitter and nah, man, go pump some iron, right? And then you come back and you're like, yeah, that's man, I had a good day. Now let me get on that computer and do some stuff. Right? If you don't have a gym, go play football. All right, go do stuff, man. Do something that keeps you fit. Don't be fat, you fat bastards. Can't stand you bastards eating all the food. All right, Mia, San Mia, and peace.